would say, oh, the week's almost over, but it's just
It's
beginning.
not. It is only Tuesday. We're not even halfway.
Mhm.
Oh my God. This is lame.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Dance Talk Realness, a podcast where we discuss all nuances concerning education and dance because a dance experience is an experience worth talking about. I'm your host, Truly B. I'm here with my awesome as always co host, Daryl P.
Hey.
And today we are going to talk about the difference between being nice and being kind. So, this was inspired by a Facebook post I saw that was a screenshot of, I don't know if it was another Facebook post or a tweet or something, but it was essentially the person was making a comparison of people on the West Coast are very nice, while people on the East Coast are kind. And they went on to say that, you know, if you say that to a mixed group of people from East and West, like the West Coast people will get upset that you've said that. And East Coasters will be like, yeah, no, but you're right, though. So the example we were just talking about off air was also a part of the post that, let's say, if you are, in fact, an even better one, like your car breaks down and you're trying, like you're on the side, you're trying to figure out what's going on. Someone who is nice, they may say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, wow, that is terrible. Like, I hope it works out. Someone who may be kind will help you in the situation. If your car has stopped in a lane, they will help you move it. They will call AAA for you. If it's a flat, they'll help you change the tire. Now, that don't mean that they being nice about it when they do it. And I love the example that they gave, that they was like, if you were in Baltimore and like you trying to change that tire, somebody might just be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, oh my God, Jesus, move out the way. Let me do it. Let me fix it. I got it. And now, was that exactly nice? Probably not. However, it is an act of kindness.
Mm-hmm.
And tying this into what we do, I think our approach to teaching dance needs to come from a place of kindness, not niceness. The issue is people always want you to be nice. So, fun story time. Let me pick a story that's not going to like identify people. Cause got a lot of them. So, here we go. You have a group of students working on a piece of choreography. It's yours. So you know what's right and what's wrong. You're looking at it. You're like, child A, that ain't it. Run it back. Like, fix it. Like, this is what it's supposed to be. The arm goes here. You need to hold your core. You need to point your feet. Extend your lines. Fix that. Now, child A might get butthurt. And then the next thing is we have email, phone call from parent. Well, they feel that how you said it to them, you know, you could have said it a different way. It could have been nicer. And I'm like, now my response, I've said it to students. I don't know that I ever said it to a parent because I wasn't trying to get fired. Towards the end, I was more willing to say it. But most of the time, I'm like, we're not friends. I'm nice to my friends because I love and care for them in a particular way that I'm like, until you real wild, I can still soften some of that. But at the end of the day, still going to be more so kind.
Mm-hmm.
To me, not getting to the point of what it is that needs to be fixed and directing them, like putting their attention on that and telling them how to fix it, is me doing a disservice. Like, to me, that's not me doing my job. And while, yes, in fairness, I do understand that, yes, I could say it in a nicer way. That ain't me. I tell people that when I introduce myself, I'm like, smart mouth, sarcastic. FI, I just need y'all to know I be out here sometimes, but it is always coming from a place of care and a place of, I want you to grow and improve. If I say something real wild, yeah, I'll apologize. Like, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's a half-ass apology, to be clear. I know it is. But that's kind of all you're going to get from me, because no, I said what I meant. And it is what it is. Majority of my professors were like that. Especially like my band directors. Nobody was nice. Nobody, none of the people. I'm trying to think. No, none of them. From the first one to the last one. No one was nice. Now, did some of them, like personality wise, deliver information differently? Of course, because we're all different people.
Right.
But when it came to like knowing the material, none of them were nice. And was I in my feelings sometimes? Yup. But did I understand that the point of them doing that was because they were genuinely trying to help me, and that had they sugarcoated it, I may not have taken it as seriously and may not have grown and improved as much as I did? Yeah, I understood that. And so it boggles the mind that there are people who don't. And I'm not saying you have to be mean. Being kind doesn't mean that the delivery is always aggressive or mean. Aggressive is a good word. I've definitely been called aggressive, and I'm like, I'm actually really not. I promise I'm not. I am passionate though, and I don't play about dance. Like, my students find that out real quick fast. My most recent group, grading assessments, they were very much so talking, laughing. A few of them were cursing randomly. Child, in the assessment recording, one of them had a random person in the background. I don't know who that person was, but the person knew the combination too, kind of, which was weird. So, and I was just like, what? Like, what is this? So I posted in the classroom that I was like, hey, couple notes about these assessment videos. And I listed off all the things that I'm like, this is what I deduct for. Now, that was an act of kindness, because I'm like, y'all have access to a rubric. You're grown, like you're adults. Check your rubric. These are the things I look for. Another act of kindness is I clarified my stance and how I will continue to grade moving forward. Now, the delivery of said information, admittedly, I felt away, and I was like, oh, but we're going to share this because I need you to know. I did inform that. I was like, for you, this may just be an elective. For me, it is my career. I take this seriously. I'm not expecting you to actually be any good. I'm expecting you to put forth effort and work towards improving. So if you end up good, yes, I love it. I'm here for it. I support you. If you always have two left feet from day one to the last day, but you were always trying your best, baby, I'm going to take that too, because all I want is for you to try and put forth a serious effort. So I was like, y'all were graded leniently this time. You're welcome. And you can thank me by putting forth more effort. Which, now, was that the nicest thing to say? Maybe not. But I meant every single word. Right. I meant it. And I was like, I'm not going to lie to you. And I gave them the things that I'm like, this is what you look at to fix it. This is what you focus on to not lose these points. I'm helping you. But also, I'm going to be me. And I'm going to just let you know where I stand. So when I'm grading, you know the headspace I'm coming from as I'm doing it. That even though I know, like, I more than likely am not producing the next Copeland, Baryshnikov, Ailey, Glover, I probably am not out of these classes. Probably not.
Okay, yeah.
But that does not mean I'm not going to teach you as though I am. So I'm serious about it. And y'all decide what you're going to do with that information. Because again, the fortunate thing for me that I know you can't really be as out of pocket as me. The fortunate thing is that it's college now. And I'm like, oh, but you're an adult.
Yeah.
I got faith in your ability to process and work this through. If you need assistance, hit me up, email me anytime. I have office hours. Let me know you want to meet. But what you're not gonna do is be wilding, because if we were in person and you did it, I would check you immediately to your face
Yeah.
and then post it in Google Classroom. Maybe name drop at some point. I don't know. We'll see. We'll
Mm.
see. But yes. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And I think that like it's the well, I think that I feel like I mostly hear it as acts of kindness, right? Instead of acts of niceness. So I think kindness to me is an act, right? And I think niceness ends up being more of like, uh, I think nice is intangible and kind is tangible. I think kind is something
Mm,
that you can really kind of show and hold on to, which I feel like has more weight than being nice. Although, um, when I think people are in their feelings, they want you to be nice, but they forget that when they when someone's being kind to you, I think kindness can be mistaken or not mistaken. It could be sometimes kindness can be layered in a little bit of aggression and meanness,
yeah.
quote unquote
Yes.
meanness and whatnot. But it's all for the greater good of like the for the person or for the class or whatnot. That sometimes like if I'm being nice, like I'm more of like it's like a pity, like I'm
Mm,
being just like, all right, well, I'll be nice to you now, but it doesn't mean that I wish you well or that I want you to succeed. At this point, I'm just kind of like it's more or less like a consolation, like, all right, fine, like
mm,
you don't give a shit, I don't give a shit either. So,
yes.
you know,
I like how you put that. Yes.
because I think like I can be kind and be assertive, right?
Mm,
But I think niceness is just niceness. Like I don't think there's any you're not nicely assertive. I think you're just being nice, and that's kind of if you want me to be nice in moments, I could be being fake, right? Like I could just be, like you said, just trying to keep your job, just trying to just appease, and I find myself at teaching high school dance that there are certain moments where I am nice, and there are certain moments where I'm kind, and I try to like really coach and teach. Um, today I had a long conversation with my students because today I taught my upper level classes, and report cards grades were just submitted on Friday. It's the end of the quarter. It's the end of the semester. So some of them did not get credit for the semester because they did not pass first and second quarter. And I told and for my upper level classes, I'm just like, at this point, you're choosing to be here. You chose to be here. Like you pick. I mean, even in the level ones, like I'm assuming you picked this on your schedule and said I want to be in dance, but like the upper level ones, I'm like, you know what this is about. You've had me for a whole year, so you know what things I am accepting and won't accept, right? And I was like, I don't care if we're in a what did she say, a pandemonium, in a panorama. we can be in a panorama, but are you really going to be proud of that D? Are you proud of
mm,
you're proud of your D and dance? That's acceptable to you? Like in something that you claim that you wanted to do? I was like, I don't care if we're online for the rest of the year.
yeah.
Like make it what it is. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure, not even pretty sure. I know that we're doing a lot more dancing than a lot of other schools
Mm,
in the county are doing. I know there's probably some schools that ain't doing much dancing. So I was like, there's not a lot of schools that are bringing in people from outside
yeah.
to come into these Zooms and teach you, to work with you.
That is true.
So take advantage of this because we probably wouldn't be getting this much of it if we were in person. So, if I were nice, I would have just been like, well, some of you guys did not do well. but we need to try harder.
Oh, I hate it.
And that's me being nice and just putting it in their court. But I mean, if you want me to be kind, you want me to kind of, let's do a reality of it. Do you want to be
Mm-hmm.
repeating all these classes all over again your junior or senior year because you thought that this didn't count or this wasn't real? Oh, it's real. And I tell them, I was like, this pandemic is not just happening at High Point. It's not just happening at PG County. It's not just happening in Maryland. I said, this is global,
Mm-hmm.
global, and people are pushing through. So what you gonna do? What you gonna tell
Exactly.
somebody? Oh, well, we were in a pandemic. Somebody else gonna be like,
Same.
I was there.
I too
I
was in
too
a
was in a
pandemic.
pandemic. So what's your excuse?
That, oh my gosh, that is such a good point because I feel like some people are still in that early stage mindset of this isn't really happening. This will be over soon. I just have
Yeah,
to wait it out. And it's like, it's been about a year. Like
yeah,
we're here now. Like it's
yeah.
this is happening.
Right.
So do we all love this? No,
No,
but you can't completely halt your life at this point. Like now, adapt, figure out what you need to do.
right.
Which for dance, yes, it sucks doing dance like
Right. I
this.
tell yeah, yeah.
Child, I hate it. But
Right.
also, I'm like you said, like just like how there are some people in the county who like they're not doing as much dance. There are whole institutions that just cut those classes. Um, work at one of them. And I was like, that's why I don't have a class load there. Cause they were
Yeah.
just like, we just not gonna do this until we can be back. And it was like, y'all, I was like, what do you mean we're just not gonna do it? Like, we can do it
Yeah.
online. I mean, it sucks, but we can do it. But they were
Right.
like, no. So the ones who have access, and like you were saying, the ones who have like you're able to have guest artists come in, you're able to have still all these opportunities
Mm,
that high key, if things would have went straight back to normal, you probably would not have had access to.
right.
Take advantage, like enjoy that.
Right.
And on our end, I see no issue with us being like, hey yo, like why you tripping? Like, dude, fix that.
Yeah.
Fix your life. Like, get that together. You got too much being given to you and offered to you, too many opportunities for you to be
Yeah.
wasting time like that. Now, could
Right.
I have said that? Like, okay, well, guys, I need you to understand
Mm-hmm.
that we're all suffering. And I just want you to do your best. I mean, yeah, I could, but you're going to, first of all, anyone who's ever been with me, you will know full on. I'm being fake as hell at that moment. I'm like, okay, guys.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
Yeah.
fix it. And especially like those upper level students, y'all knew what this was. You signed up on purpose.
Yeah.
It was on purpose. It was intentional. Cause that's similar to the college kids. I'm like, you requested to do this. So
Exactly.
you can't be but so mad. And I'm like, at least college they can drop it. But I'm like, high school, I'm like, you first of all, the hoops you gonna have to jump through. You should have thought it through first. But also, if you've taken dance, you know we're gonna be dancing. So
Oh,
that level of confusion,
yeah. Don't know. No.
y'all get
Don't
no
get it.
niceness. I can't with them. Because they know better, especially your juniors and seniors, they knew better.
Right. Exactly. And I'm like on these sophomores because like I mean most of the sophomores that I have, they're in dance too. And like I was talking with you've had Jackie on, haven't you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I was talking to Jackie and Jackie's always like, dance too is like it's that weird phase where they just don't quite know, right? They just don't know. Like, do I like this? I don't really know.
Like I
you
was willing
know,
to come back,
I was
but
willing to come back, but now I'm thinking, well, should I have come back? And so now it's like, well, well, what's cool though is like now seeing the ones that are now going to go to dance 3. Um, yeah, I can see the spark, right? That
mm,
that's there. But like even for them, I'm just thinking I feel bad for them because at least the others have had me for 3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
or I would say at least they've had me for 2.5 years or 3.5 years with no 2.5 or a year and a half of in person, whereas
Hmm.
these guys only had me for like not even a full year of in person, and then it got cut, and now we're almost in a full year of virtual.
Yeah.
So the fact that I think they're even willing to come back is great, but you know, I but that's the thing though. We are eventually going to come back, and how are you going to cut it in this class because we
Yeah.
we we are still going to move forward.
We
This
are
is
like
still going,
we are gonna come back at some point, guys.
yeah, this
Like,
is still going to be dance 3. Let's go. Get on that leg.
yes, facts.
So,
I think that's also a
yeah.
disconnect. That they're like, this is an isolated event. I'm like, no, no, no. I'm covering material that we're gonna do the next time. Also, like,
Right.
I'm preparing you for the next level because
Right.
that's what I do. Like, that's my job description. So
Right.
yeah, no, there is that disconnect. It's weird, but I get it. Like, I understand, but also it's like, but I'm gonna need you to like connect those dots for your well-being. But
Right.
yeah, I think overall, I'm just not a nice person. No, no, but for real, I'm really not though. Like, because, and to clarify, I don't think that it's necessarily even that niceness and kindness are like black and white. There is overlap within them. Like it,
Mhm.
that is a thing. But if I had to choose, I'm not nice. But that's intentional because I wasn't raised or taught to be like that.
Mhm.
Um, and this is specifically, like you said, looking at that niceness as it manifests as fakeness.
Mhm.
Like there are instances where I'll play nice. Oh, I was good for that. Faculty meetings, I'll play nice.
Mhm.
Get called into the principal's. I stayed in a principal's office, child. And you would think, like, I was the type of student who was always good. So you would think as an adult that would transfer. It did not, apparently. But I was in the office and I was like, I'll play nice.
Mhm.
I would tell Tamisha that. I'm like, I'll play nice.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I need, and everyone would just be like, okay, okay, good. And I'm like, do y'all really know what that means that I'm about to do? Like, I just, transparency, like,
Yeah.
you know, that's not really what you want from me. But I mean, okay, cool.
Right.
Cool. If that is what you want, I can play nice, but I need you to be aware that is not authentic at all. And I don't like dealing with people like that. So I try not to do it because I'm like, I don't want us having a conversation and I know good and well that you being fake. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. Like,
Right.
I'm not wasting this energy. So I don't want to bring that to other people. And can there be some element of niceness? I think by default, teaching, there is an element of niceness to it because we do have to put on this facade because we're expected to be essentially perfect, which is trash. But
Yeah.
we're still people. That always bothered me too. And I think that that's the biggest thing with that difference between those two is
Mhm.
that there's this idea that teachers should only be nice, that we have this perfect little facade presented to the parents and the students, and everything's always thus and so, and we're always like willing to accommodate and bend over backwards. And I'm like, I didn't go get a bachelor's, a master's, nor am I working on a PhD for you to walk on me. I
Yeah.
did it to become a professional and to become an expert in my field.
Mm-hmm.
So I took the job to teach,
Mm-hmm.
not to be your child's friend. And also, I ain't friends with nobody under the age of 18. Probably nobody under the age of 25. So, like, we not friends.
Right.
I was hired to do a job.
Right.
So let me do it. Let me help. Let me give you the information. Let me demonstrate this for you. Let me fix this for you. Let me tell you how to fix it. Let me do those things. And even though, like, yes, that is our job, that to me is still kindness because, and I'll say, at least for me personally, the intent behind it. It is never my intent to be offensive when teaching. I will say in life, sometimes it is, but while teaching, never the intent. It is always my intent to make sure you get it though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, we gonna say this however we need to say it, and we gonna get this point across, and then I'm gonna keep it moving because I need you to get it.
Right.
And I don't have the time nor the patience to try to sweeten that.
Right.
It's not in me. I don't want it to be in me. I don't think it's necessary for it to be. And again, if that is part of your actual personality, that's one thing.
Right.
But the assumption that everyone needs to be cookie cutter
Right.
nice is stupid. And
Right.
if you believe it, you're stupid.
Right. And I think even, you know, I feel like those are the people that get walked over, right? Like
Yes.
I think those are the people who others take advantage of, right? And it's like, you know, it's like I think all of these in the last like 2 months or so, I've somehow managed to watch a lot of TV or read a lot of articles about people who in the entertainment industry who've been labeled difficult, like Monique, who's
Mm-hmm.
labeled difficult, and like the original Aunt Viv. If you watch
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
Fresh Prince documentary, how he labeled her as difficult, and then that caused her to not lose her job, but have a difficult time getting another job.
Yeah.
But it's like sometimes I feel like sometimes that's the price you pay for being kind, right? Like, because
Mm-hmm.
it's like having good intentions, having um, trying to do something good for the greater good of everybody, and someone else, it might strike someone the wrong way, and so therefore now they're upset, and now you're labeled a certain way, you're labeled a troublemaker or whatnot. But it's like
Yeah.
but it's like I feel like those are the people who are going to really create change, right? Like nothing's going to change while everybody's walking around and being nice. Like that's just not. I feel like that's just not how the world works. And I can recall some jobs that I've been in where, you know, I've had a boss that wanted people to play nice to her because she's the boss,
Yeah.
and what is her way or the highway, and she makes the calls, and nobody talks, nobody disagrees with her. And the minute that you disagree with her, it's a problem. You're being disrespectful because you're
Mm-hmm.
disagreeing with me, and it's like, well, you don't have all the answers.
That part, like, no one does.
No one has all the answers.
Like, what?
Right. Right. And what's so funny is that, like, even in this instance, like, I think she ended up learning that because there were people that she was playing nice to. Like, she wanted people to play nice to her, so she was playing nice to people, and those people that she was playing nice to, I mean, I guess she was playing nice to them for a reason, because those are the people who could make or break her job. So she felt like, well, I got to be nice to them, because if I'm not, then they are going to cause trouble for me. But in the end, when you don't do enough for them, they come in for you, right? Whereas, like, if she had just stuck to her ground and said, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how, and with reason, right? Like I
Mm-hmm.
think I don't think anyone is sort of aggressive without that kindness of like on being on top of that, right? So it's like I'm gonna present this in a way that makes sure that I have my reasons for saying this. I have my reasons for speaking up. Take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you are wrapping around that, it's like you've been fake for so long that now people are offended. Oh, you've been fake this whole time. It's like, well, I thought that's what you wanted me to be fake.
It's like you say that's what you wanted from
That's
me.
what you wanted from me. You wanted me to be this person that kind of played along and did everything. But
Mm-hmm.
the minute where like maybe I've had enough, so this is what I'm gonna do, then it's like, oh, whoa,
Yeah.
you have a voice.
And that is an issue. Oh my God, that switch up on people
Yeah,
causes so much that could have been avoided.
yeah.
Which is why I just, at some point, because I used to do it because I was always told I needed to, like in the school system. And
Hmm.
at some point I was like, no, I'm off it. You hired me to do this thing, I'm gonna do this thing, and I'm gonna do it the best way that I know how.
Hmm.
Period. And I will say that at least there was no conversation of me switching it up. Now, stayed in trouble, mind you, because I wouldn't play nice. And I'm like, well, that's dumb. I'm like,
Right,
I don't I don't need to play nice with you. I need to teach these kids. Can I go? Am I dismissed? Can I go do that?
right.
Because that's more important. But it's like what you said, like that kindness is an act.
Hmm.
Whereas the niceness is just a front.
Hmm.
Like I don't have to really put anything behind that niceness. I just have to make you feel good. Whereas kindness, I am actively doing something to better you, better the group. Like there's a purpose.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's Mm. So like now when my kids be like, they don't like teachers and they describe them, like I'm not gonna say which child because you never know who'll be listening. And my kids are still in the system. So there's that. But one of these kids was like, they definitely have a teacher. Actually, you know what? A couple of my kids have teachers like this. That they're like, they're not nice. And I've had a chance to talk with these teachers. And as much as okay, so part of me is that mom who's like, my baby. But then I also be like, what you do though? Because before I show out, I need to know exactly what you did. Like, because if you were wrong, I can't go up in there like that. But if you weren't wrong, I got you.
Right.
And so I meet these people and they're like me. And I was like, whoo. Yikes. I was like, so basically you're surrounded by me no matter where you go is what's happening. I was like, yeah, no, you know, I understand. Like, no, that teacher is actually not nice, but she's offering all this after school tutoring. She's offering to give up her lunch to work with you on stuff. Like she's offering to like go through the material again with you. And she knows you're capable of doing it because you've demonstrated that. So yeah, she's on your neck because she knows you can do it. So she's trying to figure out why you're not. I'm like, who that sound like? Your mama.
Right.
So yeah, no, I was like, I agree with you. She not nice.
Yeah.
However, is she doing what she was hired to do? Yeah. Could she have said it differently? Yeah. Would I have? Probably not. So ain't gonna hold her on that. I'ma let it slide.
Right.
And I mean, I actually ended up had a whole meeting with one of them over that. My child set me up. To be clear, she set me up bad. I'm gonna put that little girl on spot. Set me up because when I met with that teacher, we started really talking. It's like we're the same person. We do things exactly the same way. And I'm like, got you. I understand. I was like, so basically my child is flipping out because she can't get away from people who are like, but I already know you smart. So what you doing? Do your work. This is how you fix it. Do you need to come to tutoring on this date? Do you need to come at this time? I got this offer for you. I have all the things, but you got to do your part. And yes, you could say that in a, okay, well, there's opportunities for you. But let me tell you what don't be working for people. That lots of kids need a look. I know you're smart. I know you're capable. Do your job. Your whole job is to be a student right now. Do your job. Show up. Do what you need. Ask me questions. That's how I said it. That's how I meant it. Right. I will do whatever I can. But you don't show up. Ain't nothing I can do for you.
Nothing.
So I'm like, I think all teachers should just be kind. I mean, and again, personalities also play a role.
Right.
But we're talking specifically of the niceness that is the fake front that is put out in order to just kind of give the illusion that you care,
right,
as opposed to the kindness of actually caring and putting actions to words.
Yes.
So yeah, that was a good one. I'm pretty sure I didn't put a whole bunch of people on blast this time. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm saving it up. One of these is going to be like, and names.
And names. There you go. And the
care no more. And names. I don't know. Would it be defamation of character? I'm going to run it past you before I do it. I was thinking of saying this, and you can just be like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, well, thank you all for joining us here again at Dance Talk Realness. If you have any questions, suggestions, or anything like that for us, hit us up. You can follow us where you can follow us. Y'all know how I be about that. Get us where you can. But we look forward to bringing you some fresh new content next week. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.